It's the Al Travis Show. We love having this cat on. He's Todd Bergeth, and he's in talking sports with us. He's the voice of sports in Western Minnesota. He is, of course, on Todd and Friends and Todd and Souhan. How are you doing, Todd?
I'm excellent, Al. Thanks so much. I appreciate it.
You're a big podcaster guy, which at your age seems a little off to me because I never even figured I'd ever figure this thing out.
Late to the game, yeah.
Yeah, well, I am. But Todd and Friends and Todd and Souhan, tell us about your two podcasts.
Todd and Friends, I just do that weekly, and these are short. They're kind of mini podcasts. I'm not doing, 2-hour Joe Rogan full-length investigative. It's about 20 minutes in length, just kind of covering generally Minnesota sports and sometimes, things outside of the sporting realm. I talk with three locally famous guys, a couple of bankers that are well-known from the area, as well as our golf pro, our director of golf, I should say, at the local club. And then on Tuesdays, I talk with the Timberwolves, either Alan Horton or Cal Soderquist. And then on Thursdays, every week, I talk with Mike Grimm of the Gophers. And then I talk to Jim Souhan of the Star Tribune every day. And
give us some background on that. I mean, people, if they don't know who you are, you've been doing this, you've been in this line of work for 30 years. Is that how you get the Souhans of the world to say, hey, I'll spend some time with you every day?
Yeah, I think so. I just would see him at games when I was going down to the Twin Cities and covering games more frequently. As I got older, I didn't have quite the same desire to do 3 of my own games every week and then go to the cities for a game a week at least. But I did see him when I was down there some. So I had a kind of an arm's reach relationship with him, not like we were sending Christmas cards, but he would recognize me when he would see me, and we would visit a little bit then at whatever we were at, Timberwolves or Twins or what have you. And then they asked me to start doing this here at the station about, 7 years ago or so. It was pre-pandemic. And I said, sure, I've got an idea. And they said, well, let's see if let's roll with it. And so I got a hold of Jim through Twitter at the time, now X, through a direct message. And he remembered who I was and said, yeah, let's give it a try. And here we are 7 years later doing it daily. So he's terrific. He's answered the phone for me from around the world. He covered the Vikings overseas for both weeks, and he answered the phone for me every day. He's picked up the phone while on lunch with his wife in New York City. So he's a committed guy, and I appreciate him doing what he does.
Where do I pick up your podcast, Todd?
You can go to our radio station website, kwlm.com, or you can just search any podcast platform, and you'll find it.
All right, fair enough. I would absolutely love your breakdown of your Minnesota Vikings against the Chicago Bears last Sunday.
Well, let me say this, Al. I think the conversation surrounding J.J. McCarthy is the lightning rod of the team, as well he should be. The quarterback is for every team. We would be having a completely different feel for the team and conversation if Ivan Pace Jr. had just done his job on the kick coverage on the last kickoff, and we stop them and we win 17-16. Then we're saying, oh, my gosh, we pulled out a thrilling win. The kid made a great drive at the end of the game after having a rough day. He hung in there. The defense played excellent all day. After all, Caleb Williams was chucking it all over the yard, too. He wasn't hitting the broadside of a barn either. And we would be having a completely different discussion right now than we're having now. Now they're 4-6. The season is, what are the odds of making the playoffs? If they win, then it's completely different. That being said, they didn't win. That's the reality.
You are 100% correct. Here's my thing. If we win in those last 50 seconds and you see what else happened in the league, we are one game out and we're taking on the Green Bay Packers. We are in charge, if you will, because three of these games are in division. We're in charge of our own destiny. That 50 seconds crushes. But I'm with you on this. I will say this is not JJ's fault. JJ's a kid with exactly 5 games under his belt. You look at the Kansas City Chiefs. Are they calling for their quarterback's head? They're playing like crap. No, they're not, because they know he can win. We'll get there. But there's enough crap to go around, sir. The defense, you talk about the defense. How many times did we have the Chicago quarterback sacked and we let him go because, well, he's got those strong legs? Whatever. You got to tackle the guy. That changes the momentum. It's your whole job. So the defense has some obviously special teams in the last 2 weeks, from the fumbles to, and even the special teams coach. By the way, I like your opinion on that. Special team coach calls out 3 guys in particular not staying in their lane. He called them out on the loss. Is that what a coach does?
Well, I should call himself out first. I didn't see those comments. Did he say that, hey, I didn't have these guys coached up enough in that situation?
He said they talked about it all week long, that he's going to take it from the right side. At some point, he's going to go all the way down to the left. Lane integrity is all they talked about. And in that last play, because it was everything on the line, 3 of those guys, including Pace, ran after the guy, got beat around the corner. It was all done. He called him out on the play. I don't know if I'm big on that, but he's absolutely correct. But on the same hand, I don't like it. So you've got special teams as a problem. And the offense, give the O-line a little credit. No, he was forced to rush a couple passes. I get that. But he was not sacked last week. The running game looked good.
Played their best game of the year.
100%.
Yeah, and they ran the ball well. And but the unit that isn't getting enough attention is the receiving core and the tight ends. J.J. McCarthy has the highest dropped pass percentage of any quarterback in the NFL. They're dropping almost 15% of his on-target passes. So he's not getting help. So he had 6 clear drops in the other game. You would agree?
Right? Oh, absolutely.
So I had Gronk do the math for me. And so let's say those 6 passes are caught. Let's say the receiving core gets together and says, hey, we've got a young quarterback. We have to help him. We have to be laser-focused and catch every ball that he's on target with because he's going to be off target with stuff. And they're not doing that. They're letting him down, and that includes Jefferson. If those balls are caught, what are the odds the Vikings win the game?
The absolute momentum shift when you had J.J. missed his, Addison missed a few, Hawk missed his, Thielen all. If they catch those balls, this is a whole other talk we're talking about. We're talking running the Bears out of the gym. The one that gets me, and I loved your opinion on this because Brady mentioned it, when at the end of the half, we're going in, we get the ball, and Brady says, well, we are within field goal range. That's the first thing. Now you can look at the end zone because you got 50 seconds left. And he throws that, high one in the corner, and it gets intercepted. First off, the guy jumped out of the gym. I don't know if I thought it was a necessarily terrible pass. It was the play that was called. But doesn't Addison owe it to this team? If I can't catch it, no one else will? Yeah,
I've felt like that a couple of times. And on the interceptions last week, I thought Jefferson mailed one in. What's going on? A wide receiver should be able to track the ball in the air better than a defensive back, and that's not going on.
Exactly. And then even if he has to face mask the guy, you got to hold his hand. I don't care what you do because that's a penalty, move you back a little bit, but you live another day, you get the 3 points. That would have made a difference. So there's a lot. I think everybody has something to do with this loss. But now, sir, and I want your opinion, I don't see a way that we can win 6 of the 7 last ball games. To get us to 10, which doesn't necessarily even mean we get in, but to get to 10 seems nearly impossible to me.
Yeah, that's where we're at, aren't we?
Yeah.
10 should get you in, like you said, probably a 70% chance you're in at 10. Win 6 out of the last 7 against a pretty good schedule that they're facing, too. They've got to face, although the Lions and Packers aren't looking as quite as they did. But they've got Dallas. They should beat them, but I don't know. I watched them play last night. They look pretty good. Washington doesn't have their quarterback. The Giants stink. And then you've got the Lions and Packers to finish. But, yeah, it's not a murderer's row schedule. But 6 out of 7, this just doesn't look like a team that's capable of that.
Agreed. Hey, sorry, I got to go to break real quick. When we come back, we'll talk some NBA, if that's all right by you. I've got them.
Yep.
Todd Bergeth, talking all things sports on the Al Travis Show. Be sure to catch Todd and Friends and Todd and Souhan wherever you get your podcast. More right after this. It's the Al Travis Show. We've got him, Todd Bergeth, in the program with us. Todd, I know in the NBA, you've got to beat everybody. It's 80 games, long season. I think we were kind of known for possibly not, as far as the Wolves go, always beating up on the teams we should.
Yeah.
But if you look at the schedule that this Minnesota Timberwolves team has played lately, you know there's some tough games coming. And when I look at it, you had the Jazz, the Kings, the Jazz, the Kings. Now you played the Nuggets. We lost. The Mavericks, and now we play the Wizards. It could be the easiest 6 of 7 games ever put together in NBA basketball. We're beating them, but when you get then a Nuggets that show up, we kind of see who we really are. Are we really the team that's in 5th, 6th place in this NBA in our division, or is this smoke and mirrors so far? And we're lucky we've got the smoke and mirrors working in our favor.
No, this is the team that went to the Final Four in the NBA the last 2 years. They're blowing out the teams that are bad that you referenced. They're ripping them. They're just, the game is over early. You don't have to watch the fourth quarter. Nobody's playing then. But that's what they need to do. You take them as they come. And the Denver game, it's back-to-back games. They were, Sacramento at home, of course, the night before. But still, it's an advantage for Denver to have the Wolves playing back-to-back. There are 2 losses to Denver each time they had to play the day before, and Denver did not. So that's a little advantage there. Plus, Nikola Jokic is such a beast. How do you move that guy? If he wants to set up at the high post, there isn't anything you can do about it. And then if they get him the ball, he does so much damage from there, both passing and shooting. He's, very unique, not quite Wemby unique because of the freak of nature he looks like when he's on the floor. But the skill set that Jokic has for a man of that size,
well, he's a physical specimen. Just kidding here. They get this guy is just naturally got a dad
bod.
He does. He's got noon ball dad bod. I played noon basketball. He's got noon ball but dad bod. But the other thing he has was that there's an uncanny ability to shoot from wherever he wants. What I mean by that, 55 the game before we played him, he had 55. Is this guy been stolen the MVP the last few years? I've never seen a better ball player all around.
I know. I think I talk with Alan Horton, like I said, on a pretty much weekly basis, and he's a huge Jokic guy, and he said they just get fatigued. He doesn't vote on it, but he said he believes the voters just get fatigued from voting for the same guy every time, because it's not like Jokic has gotten worse over the last couple of years without winning the MVP. He hasn't. He's gotten better still, but they just, I don't know, they look around for somebody else to give the award to because they feel like if they give the same guy every year, it gets boring after a while. But he is the best player in the league.
Again, they throw in what team you're on. And then just if we're going to just wrap up basketball quick, I am sorry to say this because, again, I shouldn't be sorry because it's just who I am. I thoroughly enjoy great defense. And I am watching OKC, the Thunder, at 14-1 with 2-3 of their best players out. You want to see basketball, and this is Al's, the way it's supposed to be played?
Yeah.
OKC is it. Am I lying? I mean, holy smokes.
100%. And I used to say that very thing about Golden State. I enjoyed how the Warriors played. I hated Draymond Green like everybody does. But I always enjoyed how they played, the fluidity of motion in their offense. Steph Curry never stops. He's always moving on the floor. And now that shifted to Oklahoma City because they have a lot of young and athletic guys who are in constant motion, and they have a maestro in Shai Gilgeous-Alexander who can score 33 a game or whatever it was, 32 a game last year, led the league in scoring, and still averaged nearly 10 assists. So to score like that and get everybody involved, and he makes it look easy. Now, Ant sometimes, I mean, he's dynamic. I love Ant, don't get me wrong. But sometimes the game looks hard for him. He makes it look hard, and it never looks hard for Shai, does it?
It doesn't, and again, that team is built for length, for time. I guess, is this the next dynasty? Is this the next Golden State Warriors of old? Because they're so young, all under contract. They've got great draft picks coming up. What derails OKC?
Well, they're under contract for this year, but after this year, they've got Shai for the next several, but a lot of their second and third, fourth players, Williams is up for a contract extension. They're going to start approaching where the Timberwolves found themselves a couple of years ago, which was in the double apron. Teams don't want to get there. But I think they can afford to lose a guy or two from their top 8 or 9 man rotation and still be very good. I have to see more than one and a good start to the next season to start talking about dynasties, because we haven't seen a dynasty in the NBA for a long time. 9 straight different NBA champions the last 9 years. So I think that's going to continue, and it's the Timberwolves, are team number 10 this year.
Oh, you're serious with that?
I'm serious with that. Why not? See, here's the thing.
Go ahead.
If not this year, when?
Well, see,
I mean, they've got cohesiveness from bringing everybody back. Do they have the talent? Maybe not. I'm saying that the Timberwolves blue glasses on, I realize. But if not now for the Wolves, when?
Well, that gets the scary part. And I'm going to tell you, and if people listen to the show, I'm not a big Rudy Gobert fan. We overpaid for Rudy for what he can do, and yes, he can block a shot. But you look at some of these other big guys out here who can block shots and dribble the ball and shoot the ball. There are other big men in the world, and big man basketball has changed. Rudy was big man basketball 10 years ago.
Yeah.
So, sorry if that's me.
That's 100%. You're accurate entirely. He does help their defense. They have enough other guys that can score. As long as they don't get too interested in giving Rudy the ball other than a lob. That's it. Give Rudy the ball on lob dunks, and that's it. I see him give him the ball at the top of the key sometimes, and I go, what are you doing?
Never let him put the ball on the ground. Completely agree.
He can't help himself. He's going to put the ball on the floor when he's doing ball top. Don't do that.
Todd, I'm out of time. I'm sorry. We've got to fly. Todd Bergeth, thank you very much, sir. I don't even know if you're still with me.
I'm here.
Okay.
I'm here.
Thank you, Todd and friends, Todd and Souhan. Check them out wherever you get your podcasts. You go to KWLM as well, the radio. Look at their website. Todd, I appreciate you, my friend. I really, really do.